I love prosciutto thinly sliced with fruit in full summer. Wrap it around big fig, mascarpone cheese, cracked pepper on top, a little bit of lime juice here and there. This is as good as you'll ever get in Italy. I'm Jacques Pépin and this is Fast Food My Way. Happy cooking! I'm doing a gratin of pasta and I'm using penne today. The type of gratin that my mother used to do when I was a kid. The penne need another couple of minutes to cook. She used to mix ham in it, or if we had a roast, like a roast of pork, even a roast of beef, she would cut it into small pieces and add it to it. That was really our main course. With that, we're going to do a white sauce, a little bechamel like, which I'm going to start now. Need a couple of tablespoons of butter in there. And about half of the amount of flour, so only 1 tablespoon of flour. You want to do a really, really light bechamel, very liquid, because the pasta will still absorb it. And with this, we have ham that I have here, that I can put in there, diced ham. I mean, as I said, that replaced my roast. We're going to put some corn in it. And again, you know, this, you could use different type of vegetable, but corn is one of my favorite. If it's around, I use it, you know. Here it is. And then, of course, even in that gratin of pasta, I've used leftover salad even, you know, that get or spinach or stuff like this. Peas are great in there. If you have nice peas like this, that would be good, but as I say again, other type of vegetable would be great too. You have a beautiful color already. Then zucchini. And the zucchini, you can cut them into about half-inch pieces, would be about fine. Now again, you know, in that type of gratin, the proportions are not absolutely essential. You can have more pasta, a bit less vegetable, or the reverse. For me, I have at least as much vegetable as pasta, maybe even more vegetable. That would be plenty here. I have my butter is about melted here, so I need 1 tablespoon of flour that I put here. That's your base. Mix it together. The whisk is the best for that, and of course right away the milk. I have 2 cups of milk here. So that will be a really light, very light bechamel, and that has to come back to a boil. Put a dash of salt in it, cracked pepper. And all you have to do is to wait for it to come back to a boil. I'm going to check on the pasta again. And you don't have to use penne, you know, you can use another type of pasta here, that's about fine. For that type of dishes, you don't really want to do a penne too al dente or any type of pasta, because at that point it will absorb all of the liquid that you have in there and the thing form into a block. So that pasta should be cooked. Not mushy, but I mean cooked. Not really the way you do it when you saute it, you know, al dente. So I'm going to drain it here. Okay. And that can join our vegetable. Here we are. And I am going now to grate a little bit of cheese to put in there. And I like Swiss cheese and Parmesan cheese. And the Swiss cheese, Emmentaler or Gruyere, this happens to be Gruyere. The Emmentaler is the one with the hole, the Gruyere is the one without the hole. But you know, you can also use a Jalsberg or another type of Swiss cheese if you want to. This is a bit richer. So here we go. I have about half a cup maybe. That would be plenty for that. That I'm going to put directly with my vegetable here. I'm going to put cracked pepper in there. I can see the white sauce is boiling. Just pick it up on time. One boil is enough. And you can see at that point that the texture of it is like oily. This is exactly the way you do a bechamel, whether you do it thick or thin. In that case, 1 tablespoon to 2 cups of liquid give me about 1.5 teaspoons per cup of liquid. When you do a thick bechamel at the base of a soufflé, you can go to 3 tablespoons, which is 9 teaspoons, for the same mixture, but very thick to do a soufflé or other thing. A bit of cream in there, richness. Okay, now I put my cheese here. The bechamel goes right in there. Can mix it here. And it goes into the gratin dish. I think it's gonna be nice. And we fill up the gratin dish. This is about 6 cups. You need 8 cups here for this. You can always do an extra little gratin for yourself on the side. A bit more of the juice. You want it pretty wet. That's it. Parmesan cheese there. And that's ready to go under the broiler. Now, if you do that ahead, and you can do that ahead, then it cool off, then you put it into a hot oven, like 425 degrees, and it's got to stay there 25-30 minutes. That is time for the thing to get hot inside and brown on top. If you just finish it as I did, the whole thing is hot, it can go directly under the broiler for 3-4 minutes. This is bubbly out of the oven, so you wouldn't want to serve it right away. Let it rest a little bit. While this rests, I'm going to do a nice salad in a very special way. I do some hot salsa here, but you can buy your salsa at the market. You can buy your salsa in can too. There is several ones. Choose the one that you like the hotness of. And this is the base of the dressing. So into this, I'm putting some balsamic vinegar. You could actually put the regular vinegar, it's fine. A bit of pepper and salt and olive oil. And that dressing, you know, I have served this also with like a grilled fish, for example, or even do a salad with like a chicken salad, goes well with it. So any of this could be done with that dressing. I'm going to put a bit of cilantro in there. Okay, and the salad that I choose today is the Treviso. You have the radicchio, which is round. Radicchio means red, basically, in Italian. But in Europe, we call radicchio de Treviso, which is a town in Italy, or Verona. Verona is another town. So one is round, the other one is long like this. But either one will do. And I have some beautiful romaine lettuce here. So we'll make a mixture of both. You want to cut that into a couple of inches. This, of course, this one has been cleaned. So I'm going to put that in there. And you know, the mixture in your salad also is up to what you find at the market. Always follow the best that you can find at the market. That's what I do. So here you want to toss this. You know, usually you would want to toss that not too long ahead, although that salad is a little tough and can withstand being there for a little while. And that basically, you know, put that in a nice, beautiful bowl here. And this be a great salad, actually quite spicy because of the salsa. And now, the first course of the meal, I'm going to do some little crab cake. I was at my friend Marty Travers this spring. She lives in Connecticut next to us. When I go to her house, I say, I'm going to cook. She said, I have nothing to cook. I said, let me look in the refrigerator. In the refrigerator, I find some crab meat like this, you know, as you see. So I set out that recipe for her. And here it is. This is really nice, large lamb, very good quality here. Quite tasty. So a little bit of scallion I'm going to put in there. You can put chives also if you want, or scallion. Again, when it's the summer, I go into the garden and pick up a handful of herb. You know? Garlic. So you want to crush your garlic. You want to bring it to the end of your board here. So a puree of garlic here. We have a little too much garlic, but I like garlic. Tabasco. And mayonnaise we put in there. Like 2-3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Okay. And then with this, a dash of salt and some breadcrumb. So I'm going to do some breadcrumb here with your regular sliced bread. Cup it into inch dice, doesn't really matter that much. And with a little machine like this, it's a cinch to do this. Let's see. Here I have, and you see with a couple of slices of bread, I have a lot of breadcrumb. Again, I insist in telling people that to use fresh breadcrumb is very different than the dry one. It's not that you cannot use the dry one, it's only that the dry one, a slice of bread in the food processor like that will give me a cup of fresh breadcrumb. If that cup of breadcrumb, I do crouton with it, put it in the food processor, I have about 3 tablespoons of breadcrumb. Big difference. It's not that you cannot use it, you have to be aware that the dry breadcrumb is much more concentrated, there is much more bread in there. So I will put a little bit of cilantro in there. Here we are. And we're going to do the patty with this. Now the patty, I'm going to bread the patty, and to bread them, I'm going to use the breadcrumb also to bread them, but with something else in it. And I'm putting some sliced almond. And then you can get sliced almond or slivered almond or whole almond for that matter. You know, you get it, actually the canned ones are very fresh because being vacuum packed, they don't get rancid. Okay, this is going to be for to put the crab meat in it. So here we are. Now we're ready to use it. You can of course do that ahead, you know. I mean, you know, you can do it the night before, prepare your crab meat and saute them at the last moment. So here. See, I like that recipe because there is a lot of crab. I am going to put a bit of olive oil in there. You could put some butter if you want, but this is fine. And let's see now, 1, 2, 3, 4, about that size. So gently, I pack them gently, you know, turn them upside down. I don't want them to be too tight either, you know, I like it kind of airy, so as soon as this is not quite hot enough, but I have that one to do. The second one, third and fourth one, maybe another piece here. There's so many restaurants where you get crab meat. Some are much better than others, you know, and often it has to do, of course, with the quality of the crab meat, but also the fact that it's not too worked out together into a paste, you know, that you have large piece of crab meat. I used to do crab meat cake when I was with Howard Johnson. That's many years ago. Actually, that's where I got introduced to crab meat cake. It was during my American apprenticeship. Okay. So this would be, of course, you know, the main course, you can serve 2 of those per person, but certainly one of those or the first course is going to be more than enough. Okay. Good. And you know, there is different type of sauce that you do with it. Again, you know, I would do sauce with that, with mustard, for example, mixed with mayonnaise, with different type of herb. Or then, as I'm going to do here, with some ketchup. I have organic ketchup here, some wasabi. I'm going to put in it a bit of lime juice, and some chive. Okay, my mayonnaise is fine here. We find organic ketchup now in the market, which is great. I can even put a little bit of Tabasco in there, actually, along with this. So your wasabi, you can get it in paste like this, or you can get it in can. Actually, you know, the one in can tend to stay longer if you have to keep it in your cupboard. This one usually, after it starts, you'll have to keep in your refrigerator. Bit of lime juice. Oop. That's it. Some chives. I think that I'm going to be ready to turn those things over. You have to be very gentle with them. I'm going to go underneath. Oop. You need a wider thing than what I have here. And it's going a bit too fast here. Okay. Now this one is broken, so I'll take it for myself. Basically, I would rather have it like that than too tight. Okay. So we do a nice mixture here of the sauce. You could actually use a whisk to do that. It would make your life easier. That's good. A bit of chives in there for look and for taste. And I can serve this in a bowl next to it with about that consistency. If, however, I want to put it around, then I want to dilute it a little bit. And you want to dilute it with a bit of water to do more of a sauce and less of a mayonnaise-like of a nice platter like this. And maybe I'll put that directly here. Actually, I can put it all the way because that's going to fill up. You can always have some extra one, you know, to serve too. And now they're ready to go. Now I have a flexible thin one. That's what you want to go, to be able to go underneath. Especially with those that I say they are quite delicate. I turn it on the other side. The other side is nicer. That's what I'm going to use. Here. 3. And the fourth one here, which is kind of a mess. I'm going to turn it the other side. And it'll be perfectly fine here. So here we are. That piece is for the chef. Maybe a piece of extra chive on top. And that's it. We're ready to eat. I have the crab meat. My big salad here. And now it's time to serve the pasta. We have a lot of pasta for 4 here. That's it. And with our menu today, I think a nice, crisp Chardonnay. This one from Napa Valley is going to be perfect. So I'm going to be enjoying a glass of it. Before I move on to the dessert, I'm going to make macaroon for you. Macaroon is a very home dessert-like thing, and I like to make big macaroon. And it's very easy to do, as I'll show you here. I use canned almond paste. You can use marzipan also. The marzipan is a bit sweeter and a bit creamier in taste. But this is 8 ounces of almond paste, and into that you put about 3/4 cup of sugar. Mix it a little bit. We're going to put egg white in it. Now, for this, you need a very large extra egg white. I have 2 here because 1 sometimes is not enough, depending on the size of your egg white. So, let me put 1 first and see what happens. A little more. That's it. Just enough for the mixture to come together. Okay, that's all there is to it. Remove your knife. And I have enough mixture here to do about a dozen large macaroon. Start by dividing them this way. You may have to change the shape, you know, or that is the size if you don't have enough. Then you can turn them a little bit so they are smooth. You can even wet your hand for that, you know. This one is bigger over there. Okay. That's it. You want to make them a little flatter, and you can use a wet paper towel like this. It doesn't stick to it, just to get them more of a flat shape, you know. And that's about all there is to it. You put that into the oven, about 375 degrees, about 15-20 minutes, and you have beautiful macaroon, which I have right here. And the macaroon, the way they are served conventionally, it is with jam in the middle. Sometimes you can serve them with ice cream too. I like them the old style with apricot jam in the center. So what you do, you spread a little bit of your apricot jam here. This is the way we used to buy it in baking shop, or rather patisserie in France, you know, and you glue them together this way. And that's a large macaroon. It's enough for a dessert. You can serve it like this, or you can put a little bit of cocoa powder on top of it. You used to see them in the window like this, all black. And some other on the other side would be all white, being spread with the white sugar. Here it is. Could be one or the other. Usually you wouldn't do both with the same one, but that's fine. So the large macaroon like that, even cut in half, is quite large. I am sharing my recipe with you so that you can share it with your friend and your family. Happy cooking! Mm.